Hey guys, it's Jake from Team Insanity. I am bringing you the Dye NT10 review. Anyways, before I start, go check out the forum, go check out our community channel, go join our community that we are having. It is a channel for you to post your videos, basically. But anyways, Dye gives you a very nice soft case like on all of their guns. Inside of the case, you have, it's a little bit different if you buy it brand new, which I don't think you can really find them brand new anymore, but standard, you get the best barrel in the fucking world. You get the Dye Ultralights. Amazing barrels. If you guys don't know, these barrels are absolutely amazing. Best stock barrels I've ever used. Normally you get a parts kit, a dye tool kit, some other things that Jacob doesn't have in here. You get your manual that Jacob also does not have, and you get a warranty card. And it's Eric E's fault why he doesn't have that stuff. But first, let me take it out. This is the Dye NT that he has. Now, first things first, Dye has two main guns. They have, well, their biggest selling thing that they have right now is the DM. They just made the DM15. They don't really make the NTs anymore. The NTs 11, I really like the NTs 11. The NT 11s, there we go. They were very nice. They shot good. The thing is with the NTs is that they don't shoot, at least Jacob's, they don't shoot as smooth as the DMs. That's why I got a DM, is because I like how smooth that they shoot. But these are a little bit more simple. There's no LPR that you really have to maintain. There's nothing that you really have to do. Like I said, the whole LPR thing is why it doesn't shoot as smooth. So that's one reason why Jacob got it, is because it was simple, pretty basic, pretty nice. It still shoots nice, but it doesn't shoot like a DM. So if you're getting an NT because you think it shoots like a DM, you're gonna be wrong. It shoots different. It definitely shoots different. It's not gonna have that very, very nice, soft poof of an orgasm shot that the DMs have, but it still shoots very, very nice. It sort of shoots like a Geo in a way. It shoots like the Geo 2.1s, maybe maybe not as smooth as a 3, but around there, just to give you some ideas if you've shot a Geo, maybe sort of more like an Axe in a way. But they shoot nice. They really do shoot nice. Dye, like I said, gives you the nice ultralight barrel. 688 back. You get the nice Dye feed neck, which I really enjoy. You have it's a nice little lever, so you just twist it to you don't need an Allen key, but you just twist it to tighten it, twist the other way to loosen it. Get the nice regulator. You get the nice ergonomics of Dye. I think that Dye has the best ergonomics in the world. Jacob hates that word. He's staring me down like a hawk. But the Dye has the best ergonomics in the world. The reason why is that they have the Dye UL frame. The Dye UL frame is so thin, it fits my nice little thin hands like no other. I like it better than plain Eclipses. Bob Long has nice grip frames too, but they fit me very, very well. It's a very, very comfortable gun. So if you're looking for a gun that's very simple, this is something that you might want to look at. I'll go into it more in the conclusion, but that's one of the nice things about Dye, is that it's very, very comfy of a gun. You get a garbage ASA. Now, it's not the ASA itself that I don't like. People think that I don't like the ASA itself. I just don't like the ASA lever because it's very, very small, and if your hands are oily and greasy, they're not good ASAs for the lever, I should say. The levers, they need to put a bigger lever on there for people with big fat fingers and bigger hands to get in there, because it's a midget ASA. Even my midget hands, when the first time I was using a Dye ASA, I was like, huh? I was like, how the fuck does this thing work? That's how I was. I'm like, how does this thing work? And call me retarded, but you push it a little bit and you hear it air up, and then it flies back, and then you shoot it twice, and then you're like, hey, it's not aired up, and then you do it again, but you really have, there's like a second stage to it that you have to push it past, and it's a pain. Compared to a Pops ASA, compared to the Oops ASAs, compared to any lever on-off ASA, and it's just sort of a pain. I don't like the ASA. You can go ahead and call me names in the comment section, be like, oh, Jake, you're such a little bitch. You whine about the ASA, but go ahead. I don't care. But yeah, it's a very simple, very nice gun. Now what we're going to do is that I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to do the maintenance video of it. Though we're not going to do any efficiency tests because it's currently snowing and it's 10 degrees outside. Alrighty, Dye NT maintenance. I'm just going to show you how to maintenance the bolt. It's pretty easy. I always say sleek lube is the best, but I don't actually have any at the moment. So I would always say use sleek. Honestly, TBH, best lube for Dye guns. Now the bad thing about Dye, of course, is that everything extra, they like to nickel and dime you, which I don't like about Dye. Dye puts their logo on something, it's $30 more than it should be. Okay, let's be real. That's how it always is. And there should be more of the bolt in there. Just push it out. It's kind of hard to put my finger in there and pull it out at the same time. I already have lubed hands. The struggle is real, and I don't want to. Oh, that makes a cool noise. Shake it off. Shake it off. Oh, shake it off. Shake it off. Come on, you fucker. There you go. Hope you like my singing. Now, the bad thing about Dye, is that I'll show you in a second, is that this is how it should be on the inside of the gun. I just took some time unscrewing it. But the bad thing about Dye is that, let's be real, Jacob needs new grips on his gun, okay? He needs new. Logo is destroyed. This part of the grip is just wearing off. His red grip is actually pretty superb, I'm not gonna lie. But at least his front grip right up here needs to be replaced. So the problem with that is that Dye, the thing that I don't like about Dye is that I'm a Dye fan. I like Dye. I wouldn't say Dye is I'm not a Dye nutsack. I don't think that they're the best gun company in the world. For me, their guns fit my playing style. But just the thing that I don't like about Dye is, goddamn, to get a whole grip set for this would probably be about $45 to $50 just to replace grips. Okay, that's a lot of money just for plastic. I mean, yeah, because I want white grips for my DM. Not happening anytime soon. And I also want the logo on my DM sort of wore off. Need a new blue logo. Yeah, it's like, what, 30 bucks or something. Also, nice cool thing about Dye. Also, people say, oh my god, my Dye NT's chopping paint and they replaced the battery. Well, the thing is that you can't treat this gun like a normal gun. You can't keep twisting your barrel and torquing it down. Sure, it'll keep spinning. What's going to happen that you're just going to take your barrel and drive it through your eye pipe. Okay, now Dye has a really cool thing. I think it's, honestly, this is the smartest idea. This is like the smartest invention I have seen in a while in a paintball gun, even though it's not new or anything. Now I'll tell you why. You break paint. I broke paint a lot in the E-Tech. Eyes get clogged. It shoots a total of 5 balls a second because the eyes read a miss and it just goes ding, 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 ding. So then you have to fiddle around mid-game, turn off the eyes, and then you'll just break even more paint. The eye pipe, that solves the problem. You get a bad ball, you chop the ball, or paint leaks down. Guess what? That's not going to stop you stop your eyes. That's not going to clog up your eyes. Once this front O-ring of the bolt runs right past the eye pipe, you're good to go. You're nice and squeegeed. You're good. Your eyes are going to be reading just like it does every single game. So that's something that's really, really cool about that. That I like about Dye guns is that I could literally chop a whole case of paint through my DM and not have to worry about fixing my eyes. No problem. I won't have to worry about that, and that's something that I really enjoy. And this is a little. Let's be real. How much do you think it cost to make this? Probably like, if I had to put a guess on it, I would say 5 cents or under. They go for about 10 to 15 bucks, I think, maybe. I can't remember. I haven't checked the price on them in forever because I don't break mine. But when you're putting it back in, you want to just put it in nice and slow. You don't want to take and just cram it in there. It'll crack it. It'll break it. Like I said, you don't want to take your barrel. You just don't want to start torquing it down there, because what it's going to do is actually crack the eye pipe, and you might get pieces of crack not pieces of crack, like, you know, the cocaine crack, just, you know, but, nice blow, H. But, what I'm saying is that it might get a little piece hanging up. So say this is the eye pipe, you crack it. You might get a little edge to hang up and start clipping balls, or the eyes might always read there's a ball in there because it's broken, it's cracked. And you can also break your detents doing that. So go ahead, shoot your paint, and someone's just gonna roll out because you cracked your eye pipe. And then people are like, oh my gosh, my INT, I have so much problems with my INT. Because I'm dumb. If you're not dumb, and if you don't shove it in there like a retard, and if you don't torque down your barrel, what I recommend when you're putting your barrel on, as I'll show you, is that you just take it, screw it on. Once you hit tension, just like right there, that's it. That's all you have to do to screw on a damn barrel. And then you don't have to keep on, oh, there's still like 2.5 inches of thread on this bad boy. Because guess what? There goes your eye pipe. And then you're out some money. So here's the bolt for the NT. I'm just going to show you basic maintenance. Okay, that's all you're really, this is as far as it's going down right here. And what I do, I mean, you could probably, you might be, yeah, you can pull it through, but normally what I do is if you're in a like really, you gotta really hurry, quick, you can push it through. But what I like to do is I like to take off this blue O-ring first and then put it through, because there is an orange O-ring on the inside. I don't know if you can see it right in here. Those O-rings will drag, and I've actually dragged O-rings out because of sliding bolt tips through, or pushing them through for that matter. I've actually drug out bolt tips. And so if you're actually leaking, okay, so say you're leaking down the barrel, there's a few things that you're going to want to replace. First, replace this red O-ring right here. So if you're leaking out of the barrel, well, actually don't do that one first. Just remember this red O-ring right here. You're going to want to possibly replace that one. And there's no point for me to maintenance this because I did it literally a week ago before our tournament that we did good in. I'm not going to take this apart and waste lube on it because there's fresh lube on this bad boy. If you're leaking down the barrel more, place this blue O-ring right here. If you're still leaking down the barrel, this green O-ring. If you're still leaking down the barrel, have fun finding out which inner O-ring it is, because there's actually, it might only be the orange one, or it might be the bumper. Yeah, there's only one inner O-ring in there, so if you're still leaking down the barrel, have fun. But that's like the only issues that you'll probably ever have with leaking right there. And you just want to take it and lube up these O-rings. And I mean, it's not really that hard. A caveman can do it. And just lube up all these inner O-rings, lube up this back one right here. Just give it a little bit, don't give it too much. And it's all in the maintenance. I mean, honestly, if you tighten down your barrel too much, I mean, you're gonna break your eye pipe. If you don't maintenance your gun, if you don't lube dye guns, then guess what? I mean, you're gonna get leaks earlier. The NTs don't require it as bad as DMs. I always say every case, you're taking apart your DM and you're lubing those O-rings. It's not as bad with NTs, but I would recommend it every case and a half or so. Yep, and that's it. I don't want to torque it down and start rounding, but it's basically it for the NT. I don't take apart the reg because the reg, it's set. It's sweet spotted right now. It's perfect. I don't want to take it apart in maintenance. It'd be pointless, TBH. So that's how I'm going to do it. And then now let's pull it out. It's like I don't know if I said it earlier, but it is very, very cold outside. So we're not doing, it's about 10 degrees outside. So we have worse time doing a maintenance video. So no maintenance or efficiency. No efficiency test. Sorry guys. No efficiency test for this one. There's probably other videos out there if you really want to see the efficiency. About 8 pods, maybe 8 to 9 pods, maybe a little bit more depending upon if it's a hot fill, cold fill, that kind of stuff. So let's take it out. Let's do the conclusion. So in conclusion, as you saw, the NT, very nice. It's still a spool. It still has O-ring. It still has a decent amount of O-rings on it. It doesn't have like 8,000 like the DM does. It still has a decent amount. Very simple to maintain. It's definitely not, if you're looking to get into like a dye gun, and you don't care if it has the very nice big shot quality of the DM, if you don't really mind, get the NTs because they're very simple. Now the thing is that people say that NTs break all the time, which I wouldn't say that they break, just people are retarded. Okay, I'd have to say that more. DJ being one of them, he was a little bit retarded at first when he first got his NT because he was having bolt stick issues. One day I took it out and I shot it. He was having bolt stick issues, velocity issues, every issue that you could possibly think of that leads to different O-rings, that leads to different seals, to the solenoid, to everything. DJ's like, what the fuck is going on? So he took it and he rebuilt everything, completely rebuilt everything. And what does he do? Nothing happens, and so guess what he does after that? Replaces the battery. Works perfect. Worked like a charm. And guess what? The next day, the NTs like to drain batteries, and some of them do. Guess what? Next day, bolt stick issue. He had another issue of velocity again, and all. So what did he do? Change the battery. So if you ever are having problems with NTs or even DMs, change the battery. It's the first thing that you ever want to do, especially when teching any gun. Really, if you're having problems, just change the battery. Even though if you changed it, sometimes at guns, every now and then, will drain a battery, or some of you might have left it on and you don't know. But just change the battery. That's the biggest thing. So they got a bad rap because people would go to tournaments and that kind of stuff. They leave their batteries in it for 2-3 weeks on end. They pull it out of their bag and their battery was sitting in it for 2-3 weeks. And then people are just like, hey, my NT's having bolt stick. Hey, my eyes aren't reading right. Hey, this is... And they're going out and they're replacing their eyes and they're doing all this other stuff. And they're like, oh, it was just my fault. It was the battery. Oh, the die NT sucks. And that's kind of how they feel about it. So that's really how I've seen people just like, oh, it was just the battery? Oh, God, I fucking hate the NT. The NT's garbage. That's kind of how it was. But replace the battery. It's the smartest thing that you can do. It's just the batteries have issues. Not the batteries themselves, but it has a problem eating batteries from time to time. So if you're having a problem with this gun, replace the battery. Like I said in the maintenance, just replace it. Even if you don't think that it's bad, replace it, okay? But yeah, they don't have the nicest shot quality, but they are very, very consistent, and they are very, very deathly accurate. Okay, you can pull off some pretty damn good shots with them. They have a good range, but yeah, their accuracy is just perfect. They're great. A lot of guns are. This is a little bit better than some of the guns that I've shot in terms of accuracy. People always ask, how accurate is it? Well, what kind of paint are you shooting? That's the first question. In an NT, you're going to be getting some very, very nice, consistent, accurate shots every single time. I don't know what it is, but it's just nice. NTs are also, they're very fast shooting guns. If you're playing on uncapped semi, don't get a DM. You're going to get about 15 balls a second. Get an NT. You'll get about 55 billion. No. But I mean, the NT, DJ's NT was 11. Fastest gun I've ever seen other than my Dangerous Power G4. Honestly. Fast as hell. It would outrun a rotor on uncapped ramping. If you had the board set right, it would outrun a rotor, no problem. They are very, very, and still be able to cycle. Very, very fast guns. So if you're playing a semi, again, you'll have no problem because, as you guys know me, apparently I lie in my videos and I'm not really shooting uncapped semi. People say that, but if you do believe that I shoot uncapped semi, like most of the people in the world, because it's not that hard to hit 20 balls a second or over that. If you do believe, NT is very, very good for shooting on semi, but like I said, not the smoothest shot quality in the world. It's definitely not like that. But if you're shooting something like an inline poppet, like an axe or a mini or that kind of stuff, you have no problem shooting this because it's going to be about the same thing, but it's going to just be a spool valve. You're going to get a little bit less efficiency, but it's still it's an awesome gun. So I would say it's a great gun to pick up if you're looking into NTs. They're great guns to pick up. Just be ready to get the die haters. Everyone hates different companies, but I mean, if you put, I want to buy a die NT, people be like, why don't you just buy a Geo? I mean, fine, if you want to go with the Geo, go with the Geo, but I mean, if you like die, go with die. So if you just want to see something different than a Geo, then get a die NT. They're very nice guns. So if you have any questions, go ahead, go onto the forum that we have, ask on the forum, be like, hey, bruh, have an NT 10 or 11 and I have this problem. Go ahead and ask, or, you know, ask on the Ask Us videos. We have Ask Us videos. Don't ask us on Snapchat, please. Team Insanity PB is our Snapchat. It's like an instant vlog. It's not to where you should fill up the whole entire screen of scribbling, writing, asking a question. We have the Ask Us video for that. No other YouTube channel has an Ask Us Anything video, so go ahead. Ask on the Ask Us video or ask in the comment section if you would like. Ask Us videos that you will probably answer your question there. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope that helps you guys out.